So this is kind of the video I wanted to do as far as it goes with giving some recommendations that I have found that have been useful for me. I've kind of watched some videos on YouTube, saying things about do's and don'ts in Brazil. As for me, you can look up those and kind of decide on what works for you, and taking their advice with those. I'm not doing anything like that. Mine is more of a recommendation of what I found that has been useful for me and works for me, and I've definitely enjoyed myself. So first thing I would suggest, one of my biggest recommendations is definitely learning some Portuguese and to have Google Translator with you at all times. This way, you could talk to the locals. There's a way that you can speak English or whatever particular language that you're using and be able to translate that in a live setting so that you don't have to worry about any type of language barriers or borders or anything like that. The locals here are very friendly to begin with, and when I say that is that you just be outgoing yourself, because Brazilians are very outgoing types of people, and they definitely like to talk, and especially when it comes to foreigners and you showing that you have an interest in their culture and especially learning their language, they're more than welcoming, and you'll end up making some really good friends here. Last night when we went to the restaurant and had the sliders, the Big Boss hamburgers, the staff there are probably some of the friendliest staff that I've ever encountered here in Brazil, and that says a lot because a lot of them are very friendly. And I have some birds here that are getting mad because I think I'm too close to their nest, so we'll move on. Another thing I wanted to talk about as far as it goes with traffic in Sao Paulo, what can I say? It's probably the most congested I think I've ever had to deal with. It's not something you can't get through. I mean, you could definitely do it, just got to be patient, be very mindful in the traffic. Getting place to place in Sao Paulo can take extra long, and that's just due to heavy traffic. People are getting out of work or going to work. Sao Paulo is a lively place. There's a lot of jobs that start different hours of the days. So when it comes to traffic, it could definitely vary. Notice that, obviously in the late evenings, people are going to bed, during the week for work, so they get up early, obviously. So traffic definitely it's definitely doable in the evenings, probably, after 8 o'clock at night. With traffic being off topic, I would say be very attentive of other cars if you're driving. The cars, if they put on a turn signal, I would say probably 9 out of 10 times they're probably just going to be coming over into the lane because they need to get there, and they don't dilly-dally around here. If they need to get someplace, they need to get someplace. I would not say it's something that you should be anything that you would get angry over, because people they're trying to do their thing, and life is important to them. It's rapid, it's fast paced here, so if you see a light, whether it's a right turn signal, left turn signal going on, be prepared that they might just be coming over into your lane. So if you're renting a car, be very mindful of the traffic. Again, Google Maps definitely is a lifesaver. Streets can be quite confusing here, so just make sure you give yourself plenty of time. If you're planning on being somewhere at any time, give yourself some extra time, just because traffic really needs to be taken into consideration. And my main thing is, my best recommendation is, don't stress over the traffic, because it is what it is. Just accept it. Just know that if you're going to be driving, you're going to be getting into some traffic, so be very mindful of that. Fortunately, some of the streets here are not in the best of conditions, so some potholes, some cracks. I have a bug on my face, I think, here. But also be mindful of motorcyclists. So these gals who ride on motorcycles, they will travel in between traffic. So if you're coming to a stop, you'll hear some horns honking from motorcycles. That means they're coming through, so be mindful of them. You definitely don't want to hit any motorcyclists. Everyone's very mindful of people who ride motorcycles. They are usually on a very tight shift. Most of them are delivering something on motorcycles because it's the quickest and most efficient way to do so.